Okay, I am back, charged up the battery, uploaded the first video, and now I'm back. I don't know if it's better. See, I don't know how my lighting's better. It's really like yellowish in here. And it's not showing the true colors, but I think that gives too much of a glare. We'll see. So anyways, back to the pleats on this. So I have my 3 markers, and if you're just tuning into this video, there's a part 1 where I do the hair and the skin and all that. So go to part 1 of this Copic coloring tutorial. Okay, so where I left off, I was taking my lightest color and going in between, excuse me, the lines of my pleats. So this is the pleat here, or the line. Maybe I'll get a black. Can you see? Right here is in between. So this detailed area right here is going to be darker because that's where the fabric is gathering in. So you want to make this pucker part light because it's sticking out. So I did it with the dark, and now I go over it with the light, and you got to do this several times. Just go right on each side and on top of. And then you repeat the and then, and now I'm going to go back over it with, excuse me, I'm going to start it again. I'm going to go with my dark, and I'm just going to hit it just once, just a thin line. And then my second darkest, sorry, I'm getting confused with the markers I had set up. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with my BG93, which is my second darkest, and I'm going to go on each side of it and kind of right over it. And I'm not doing this as neat as I would if I wasn't on camera, guys. It's just really hard the way it's positioned and trying to keep it in frame. And so then now with my lightest one. Am I on frame? Okay, and then just go. Okay, and see how it took it off again? Now I'm going to go back in again with my darkest. Very slightly, just going to hit the line only. My second darkest. And then my lightest. And the lightest is going to so you see how it's starting to give that look, and you keep doing it until you get the look you want. Now I'm going back in with the darkest again. Just hitting those lines with the dark. Very tip. Got a frog in my throat. Now with my second darkest. And then again with my lightest. And this isn't my best coloring. One, because I got interrupted. Okay, so now I think I'm liking the pleats. Now I'm just going to go over her whole dress again with this lightest color. Just over the whole thing. Over my pleat lines and everything. Even her ruffles, because I'm going to darken those up. Alright, now with my second darkest, which is the BG93. I'm gonna hit the shadows of around her hair and in here where it's gonna be a little darker, and just under her belt and around where her hair goes. Okay. Now I'm going to take my dark again. Just want to touch a little more, get on those pleats. Can you kind of see how it's making that effect? And then I'm going to go over those pleats, that area once again, and blend everything back in again. I'm going to darken up her tights a little bit. So and I had some bleeding because, so I'm just going over, it's the same color I used on the lightest part of her tights. I'm just going over it again to darken it. And I'm not covering the middle. Leaving that middle white. Was I out of camera on that? I'm so sorry. I'm tired. It took me forever and a day to do this video. Alright, now I'm going to go over her, the little ruffly part with my dark marker. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of dark right under her armpit area and her shoulders. Maybe touch up my thing a little bit. And then with my lightest color, I'm going to hit it again. Go over those pleat lines. And, you know, drag it so it's kind of like a stripe. Okay. So you see how that created. Let me see how this looks without the bright light. You can see, well, those are her hair pieces, but you can see how the pleats and it looks darker where the fabric would gather and, you know, ruffle up, and you can see the lighting on her tights. And if you screw up and you don't like, you like everything else, you can always paper piece her outfit. And if you're interested in seeing a paper piecing video, let me know in the comments and I will gladly do one. But now I want to show you how I outline my images. And I'm going to outline this one in I usually do like my BG or my B00, I think it is. No, it's BG10 is what I usually outline my images in. It's called Cool Shadow. Now you can just do a slight, when I say outline, if you look how I outlined this image, and I did this one in my grays, I believe. You can get really fancy and do like 3 layers, and what this does, it just pops your image off the page. I'm gonna go ahead and do it with the 3 just to show you, and I'll do it in the cool grays just because she is kind of in the gray. But you'll see how this image looks now, and then you're gonna watch how it's gonna pop off the page. Do I want to do? Yeah, I'm gonna do my cool colors. I'm gonna do my C1 to start, which is my lightest, and I'm just ever so slightly gonna go around my image, every part of her, and it's very subtle. And if you only want to stop at that, that's fine. It's still gonna pop that image off the page. It's not noticeable, but yet it does a lot for the eye. I didn't color her skull because if I cut her out, first of all, I'm not a skull person. My black ran in there a little bit because I can't really get this good. Okay, so now besides smearing my black, can you see how that just like slightly pops your image out? Let me go in. Look, I'm going to make this line fairly wide because I'm going to go in, so I'm going to go over it double because I want to show you how you can really pop them out by making a big shadow around them, which is what I did on this image. I have 3 colors. I'm still using that same cool gray. And I'm just going over it to make it darker and a little bit wider. And this is, I'm telling you, this stamp image is not good. It's all smeary. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my second lightest, which is a C3. So we have C1, C3, and this is cool gray number 3, of course. And I'm going to go just leaving that, I'm going to hit the edge again. And my cooler one is pulled out. I'm just going around, not covering up my lightest color all the way. I'm not on camera. I'm so busy looking down here to see what I'm doing and not go out of the lines, which is what I'm doing. But you'll get the idea. Okay, so I went around her again, and you can see now it's a little more prominent. And now I'm going to take one step further with a C5. This is a different marker. This is a sketch. This is a chow. I prefer the sketch because they don't roll around and you can see the numbers on the lids. Okay, so, but these are cheaper, and if you have to go the cheaper route, they're fine. They work the same. So now I'm really just going to use that tip and just even go smaller around my image, right up to the lines. Ever so small. Around her hair. See, I have to turn this, so now I can cover up my boo-boo because it's darker. And you really got to have a steady hand, and my hand's not steady right now. A lot of coffee. Okay, so I went all the way around her. Now you really see how it's popping it out, and you can see it better when it's not on camera, the gradation. But now I'm going to take that colorless blender. Where did I put it? And this is where I want to fade them together, so I don't care if stuff gets removed. Don't touch your hair though. And I'm just gonna go around and blend all my lines. And if I wasn't on camera, I'd be a whole lot neater. I go in a circular motion. And it fades your gray out, and it really looks cool. So, and if you think you ruined it, just fussy cut her out on the whole edge, but it actually looks good. It kind of creates a shadow effect around her and pops out your image. Can you see that ever so slightly? Maybe that's better. But it really does. It looks cool when you do it. And now we can do the bottom of what she's sitting on to kind of create a floor. And this you want to do, like I said, this time I want to start out with my lightest color. I'm going to do, I think I still will just work with the grays here. And I'm just going to create, and I'm kind of going to go like in the shadow of how she's sitting, like her legs would create a shadow here. And then take it down just to create that base of what she's sitting on. And I'm bringing this all the way down lightly. Now I'm going to go in with my C3, which is the next, you didn't see that, did you? I basically just scribbled around here in the shape of a shadow of where her legs would be and give her some grounding. Now I'm going to go in with my next lightest color, because of course by the floor area it's going to be darker where she is by her body than it is now. I'm going to take my lighter one again and soften and push back in and maybe extend it out. That just gives her a little, and I'm still going to go one more darker with my C5 and just get around her like where she'd be sitting, like that. And then I'm going to take my light color again, blend out the whole thing. I am going to go over the top of this because now I don't mind if I'm taking off color, because I do want it to just resemble like a shadow and gradiate out. So that's fine. Now it's a little too stark, so I need to go in with that second lightest color, push up in there, and it's gonna, so it gives it the appearance of going from lighter to darker. And now I will hit this with my blender pen because I want to remove a lot of it, because I just want it to look like, and it's really going to soften that ink up and really create that shadowy effect. This is when you there. And it looks like she's sitting on the ground. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. If you stuck around this long, thank you for all the boo-boos and the mistakes. I will get better at doing these tutorials. This is the first time I did a video with my camera. I mounted it up in the air. Tell me how you like it. Tell me how it looks. Tell me how the lighting is. Tell me if you want more of these tutorials, if you want more coloring tutorials. Whatever you want, I'm willing to do. There you can look at that. Let's look at her without that light. See how she looks. I don't know why my room's looking yellow. I know why my ceiling lights are burned out. I think I just have my lamp lights lit. But anyways, what a difference from colored to uncolored. And if you're seeing, I noticed when I rewatched my other video, my face looks kind of blotchy. And it really doesn't look like that in person, but I have an extremely high definition camera. And when I'm watching the video, it like picks up everything, where when it's not on camera and you can kind of see in the shade, it doesn't go like that. But, oh well, I did the best I could. So, alright, I'm leaving. Take care, everybody. Let me know what you think, and have a good day. Hope this helps out somebody.